Hello and welcome back to the final sprint race of the season with the New Jersey MiniGP Club. It's been a great year and I wanted to end it with another double class. So this time I'll be running in the F2 class as well as the F1 class. The reason for the double class is because I wanted to see how the bike would fare against a slightly higher displacement class. It would allow me to see where I could gain speed since I'll be fighting against other bikes with much more horsepower and higher torque. So the day started off a bit rough with the weather, but I decided to take advantage of the rain and go out onto the track with slicks just to see what would happen. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I think a set of reins will probably be in my spare box after that. So aside from the rain, I decided to focus more on braking and cornering this time around. So there'll be a lot of different maneuvers and things that I'll be doing this time. I might not be taking an optimal line, I just want to see where I could pick up some more speed, hopefully. So anyway, here's our lineup. In front is Scott Stump, Jake Leahy, Paul Donnelly. Second row is Will Moore and Will Slunt. Third row is Sergey, Tommy Maffey, and Carlos. Actually, Sergey got replaced with the guy on the 125cc scooter. Fourth row is myself and Barry Thomas. And the last row is Price, Daryl Fody, and Mike Nunez. So we're getting ready. And obviously I get swallowed up right off the bat. Don't have enough acceleration off the line. So I'm going to try and make it up by getting on the inside of these guys. But the F2 bikes have a lot more horsepower than I do coming out of the corners, so it's a bit of an ask to try and pass them. I'll make the best of it. So in front of me is Barry, and in front of him is Tommy and then Price. So I'm going to have to get around these three guys in order to get myself through mid-pack. And there's a slight gap between Price and the next guy over. So Price seems to be holding us back. Coming out into the straight, I can kind of get a bit more top speed, but coming out of that corner is a bit of a challenge for me to keep the RPMs up and then pull through. So they're taking the inside line and it's blocking me. I can't really get the RPMs up, especially on this corner, which is very important for me. And we're going really, really slow through. So it's just not optimal for this bike. Squeeze inside and cut over the dirt. I was able to take up one place over Barry. It's actually a pretty fast part of the track. And now the other bikes are pulling away, so hopefully I can get to them through these corners and brake later than they can and accelerate earlier. So again, trying to go wide here and get in more speed, but they're just blocking me on every single corner, especially there, going really, really, really slow. And because of the rain, it sort of messed up my confidence. Ooh. Good job, Price, keeping it on the track. Yeah, the rain really messed up my confidence throughout this part of the race. Luckily, this race wasn't as important to me as F1, so, you know, just get myself ready for F1 immediately after this race. And just trying to take it easy as well as push myself a little bit in the parts where I need to push myself in, especially in this section. So, see, because I got knocked out of the power band going really slow into that corner, I couldn't get enough acceleration, so Barry was able to take over. Good on Barry right there. Price is really holding us back here. It seems the scooter actually started losing power at this point. Sort of dropped back here with us. And Barry's kind of annoyed. Ooh, nice pass on the inside with Barry. So that's the kind of thing that I need to do on that first turn in order to get around Tommy over here. Just not confident enough to take him on the inside there. Closes the door on me, so I'm just gonna try and keep my distance so that way I could get up to speed. Through this section, I found that a lot of people are a little bit slow through that section too. I mean, it's kind of a tricky spot. So, fortunately in this spot I can't really get as much speed as I want. I'm even getting a little frustrated. Trying to accelerate early, just can't compete with the torque on those F2 bikes. I'm not sure what Tommy's running, but it definitely has a lot more acceleration than my bike. Ooh, huge crash. Got a little target fixated, but they were on the race line, so it's kind of hard to avoid. I talked to Barry after that, so he was alright. I think he had a dislocated shoulder or something. So this definitely freed up a lot of the track for Tommy and I, and Tommy definitely pulled away from that. And now I have to make up some time and catch back up to Tommy. So now that I'm not being blocked in these two turns, these two right-hand turns going uphill, I could definitely pull more acceleration going through here. Tricky spot for my bike. I definitely need to figure out that chicane a little bit better. Alright, so this is kind of the area where it seemed like Tommy was losing lots of speed. So kept that in the back of my head for the next rotation around. Hopefully I can pull in on one of the corners and pass him. Daryl Fody is in front of him, so he's just being lap traffic right now. Tommy makes his way around him easily. Gonna cut it on the inside. Oh man. I don't think Daryl knew that I was coming in there. Try to thread the needle a little too much. So I'll pull myself out. Make sure that everything's alright, nothing's spilling on the floor, no gas or anything. Get myself out of the racing line. Daryl was checking up on me, so just making sure everything's alright. Now, as I was falling, I had to pull the cord on the bike to cut the engine, so I didn't want it to keep running as it was lie down on the floor. So everything's working, still starts. I already ruined my chances for this race, so might as well just let everybody pass me safely and get back on the track when it's clear. So, a bit unfortunate, but You know, that kind of happens when you're not too experienced and you just a little bit more focused on passing the next guy, and you're not too aware that someone else might not notice that you're actually behind them. So luckily both of us were okay, Daryl and I. So I think at this point we have about 2 or 3 laps to go. So just gonna try and keep the pace up and just double check that everything is sorted out on the bike. I have a little tachometer dashboard on the bike, so just monitoring the temperatures and things like that, make sure nothing's funky. Last lap, okay. So final lap. Gonna go have to check the damages before I get into F1, fill up the bike, make sure everything's all sorted out. Alright, over the finish line. And finish strong. Okay, so that was the F2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks to all the guys at the New Jersey MiniGP Club for holding these events. I had an awesome time this year. And be sure to check out the F1 video. It's definitely equally as interesting as this one. So, see you guys later.